Good morning, everyone. Halika na natin. Bata pa ako dyan. So, you can just call me Attorney Cha. So, good morning to our media colleagues, media friends, and colleagues from the government. Of course, thank you sa SLRO, Attorney Tom and your team, and also ESP Palawan. Thank you so much for the support and for inviting us as well. So, next slide na. Okay, so you can just call me nga Attorney Cha. So I'll be talking about the Financial Consumer Protection Act. So yung mga kanina na topics nila Ms. Marian and Mitch is about the PSP, what we are doing. So part din ito na ginagawa ng PSP, but the focus is more on you, on us, tayo as mga financial consumers. So, kayo ba? You consider yourself as consumer? Yeah, so I'm assuming lahat kayo, kasi kanina nagtaas kayo ng mga kamay, no? Lahat kayo nag-e-payments, fund transfers, loans, meron. Deposits, of course, I'm sure meron naman kayong deposit account. So, yun, those are considered as financial transactions. And yun, I'm assuming lahat tayo mga consumers. So, very relevant to all of us, itong Financial Consumer Protection Act. Okay, next slide. So this will be the agenda or the overview outline lang to. So of course, the FCPA, I will be discussing some of the salient features. And then, what have we done after the law was issued? So nag-issue kami ng mga implementing rules and regulations. So dalawa yan, 1160 and 1169. And then, what are our ways forward? What are our challenges as regulators? Next slide. So, yan ang ating journey when it comes to the FCPA. So, 11765 was issued or was enacted last May 2022. So, medyo bago pa lang siya. And then, under dun sa law, nakalagay doon na yung mga financial regulators kailangan mag-issue ng implementing rules and regulations. So, nag-issue kami ng 1160, Circular 1160, noong November 2022, and then nasundan yan ng 1169, which was issued last March 2023. And then, nagkaroon pa ng isang guideline din on October 2023. Ito naman is yung, under the FCPA kasi, required yung mga financial institutions na mag-conduct ng gap analysis. Ano yung gap analysis? Is tingnan nila if yung existing system nila is consistent ba with the provisions of the FCPA. So that's the latest issuance na in-issue ng BSP. And then magkakaroon pa, hopefully this year, ma-issue din namin yung Market Conduct Framework. Ito naman yung framework on how BSP will examine and supervise financial institutions in terms of implementing the provisions of the FCPA. Okay? So, yun, medyo mahabang, mahabang journey bago tayo nagkaroon ng FCPA. Prior to the FCPA, meron tayong isang General Consumer Protection Act. Okay, familiar ba kayo doon sa Consumer Protection Act natin? Okay, so, yung Consumer Protection Act na yun, ang focus niya is more on merchandise or goods, yung pagkain natin, medicine, tama ba yung mga presyo, yung timbang. So yun yung pinofocus ng Consumer Protection Act, which is primarily being implemented by the DTI. Tapos meron lang dong isang provision about credit. Ibang-iba yung financial products, diba? So we pushed for a stand-alone, separate Financial Consumer Protection Act. So ang kasama namin dito sa FCPA is lahat ng financial regulators. Hindi lang ito ini-implement ng BSP. So, ang coverage ng FCPA would include yung mga insurance products, securities, investments, and then some products being offered by cooperatives. Kasi kasama namin dito ang Securities and Exchange Commission, Insurance Commission, and the Cooperative Development Authority. So, and also the BSP. So, apat na financial regulators ang nag-push para ma-enact yung FCPA. Okay, so what are the rights and responsibilities natin as consumers? So under the FCPA, we are entitled to equitable and fair treatment, disclosure and transparency, protection of consumer assets against fraud and misuse. So, ito yung mga issue nyo kanina, no? Yung mga frauds and scams. Data privacy and protection. So, meron na rin tayong existing law on privacy, data privacy, but meron din ang FCPA. So, kino-complement niya lang yung existing provisions. And then, timely handling and redress of complaints. So, ito na yan. Very relevant sa ating lahat pag nagkakaroon ng issue. And then, powers of financial regulators. Nagkaroon na kami ng power na mag-issue ng mga circulars or rules and regulations related to consumer protection. So that's one of the additional powers. And then market surveillance and monitoring. Okay, so kung nakikinig kayo kay Ms. Marian kanina, na-mention niya na yung BSP gumagawa ng examination and supervision, di ba? So dito, na-add lang yung power to sa BSP to do examination and surveillance, pero more focused siya sa consumer protection. Okay, so that's an additional power. Natatandaan niyo ba, anong klaseng oversight yun? Sa kwento ni Ms. Marian. Yung examination. Wala, checking. Hindi mo kanina. Dalawa yun, di ba? Macro-prudential and micro-prudential. Oh, very good. Nakikinig, Marian. Kailangan may prize. Okay, so yan yung mga additional powers namin. Of course, we have yung redress, including adjudication. Ito yung pinakabagong power namin under the FCPA, yung providing redress mechanism. Although before the FCPA, meron naman nakakapunta kayo sa BSP para magreklamo, pero medyo mahina yung powers namin. Actually, pag nagreklamo sa BSP, ang ending ko minsan, pati kami nirereklamo na rin kasi sinasabi, ang bagal o kaya mahina yung powers nyo, parang walang effect, no? So we asked for this additional power. Right now, we have the adjudication power. So later on, makikita nyo yung details niya. And then, we also have the enforcement and sanctions and penalties in relation to violations, no? Itong FCPA. And we also have market conduct on-site and off-site examination. So again, this is an examination power which is really focused on market conduct. When you say market conduct, ano ba yung operations, paano ba nakikipag-deal yung ating mga bangko sa kanilang mga clients. So that's what we call market conduct.